by the Saudi Arabians must serve as a launchpad from which the world creates a new, better normal in a post-pandemic reality.
We're back again with our guest, Dr. Khalid Abu Hayeb, a business developer, and a lot has been happening that all is intertwined together. Tomorrow we do have the technology transfer ICT exactly opening up, and then also this weekend the G20 summit that is talking about the COVID-19. More than that, of course. Well, to start with the G20 summit that is focusing on the COVID-19 and its repercussions on the economies and how to just deal to find the shots that they're going to give people in order to stem the spread of the COVID-19. This is going to be expensive, and they're talking about how the poorer countries would be able to afford and helping in that. Well, a lot of economies have been really been, let's say, destroyed almost because of the COVID.
Yes,
definitely,
yes.
Definitely. And there is another fear, with a second wave of the COVID-19 that it just, does worse than that. How do you see it?
Absolutely, what you're saying is absolutely correct. And the the world is facing from the COVID-19 and the second wave, which is coming, needs a global cooperation because the epidemic doesn't recognize borders, doesn't recognize race. So it needs cooperation from everybody and from the international community, whether they are rich or poor, black or white. So unfortunately, the G20, which they are these 20 economies, they have over 70 or 75%, almost 80% of the world economy and the world trade. So it's over 170 other countries which are left outside, and they cannot sustain themselves to face the second wave of the COVID-19. So so the leaders of the world of the world economy need to come up with solution and to lead and to put plans how to spend the how to spread the vaccination, so this second wave can pass through safely or with the minimum destruction to the world economy. Because at the end of the day, it is their markets and it is their money which will be affected by that. So it is by far beyond their borders. So they have to take very extreme measurements and really very tough regulations to be able to move through it.
Definitely. Also, the Cabinet Information Center published an infographic showing that Egypt tops emerging markets in containing inflation domain. The infographic highlighted a report issued by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, in which it said Egypt's economy posted the largest decline in annual inflation rate among the emerging markets in 2020 compared to the year 2019, with a decrease of 8.2%. The infographic also noted that Egypt is keeping the inflation rate within the targeted ranges identified by the Central Bank of Egypt, the development of the inflation rates throughout 2020. And this is, really great, despite that, in a previous episode when we talked about the influence of the COVID-19 on the Egyptian economy, we said, we should not really fear. And despite, and against all odds, but still, we were just kind of fearing, how come, we're not fearing, other economies that are stronger, been really going down with the effects of the COVID-19 and affected really badly. However, really Egypt's economy proved to be some kind of unscathed and came out of it.
I think this was last April or March, April, I think, this episode. And we said that we don't need to look at it as it is by all means a disaster, but how we can turn it and how to can make use of it. And I would like to congratulate definitely the administration. They didn't look under their feet. They left the health authority to work. But on the other hand, they continue doing what they need to do, and with their aggressive plans. And if I remember correctly, I congratulated multiple times at this time Mr. Kamal al-Wazir, and even I said, oh, we need to clone him. And here is the result. You're telling me it's 8% decline than last year. That is phenomenal. I will always gonna continue to talk about the infrastructure, about the roads, and the new cities which are being built, and the new communities which are being built, the new programs which are coming out there, the mega universities which are being built, and tackling completely new business dimensions which have not been there in business markets, as we spoke in our last episode about the health tourism, a 7 billion market which has been sitting there for years and nobody did anything with it. And the administration, President Sisi, ordered that there should be a new law governing the health tourism in Egypt. And we are, through your program, I would like to encourage the new parliament to immediately, the law is ready, it's being questioned, and it's been went through all the procedure in the parliament, and it's really need to be published and executed. So, and this will encourage a lot of the international economic institutes which are focusing on tourism to look and to put Egypt as a health tourism destination. In less than 2 hours by the plane you could be in Tunisia. You can see what are they doing with the salt water of the Mediterranean Sea, which we have it, and it's not hospitals and they are not hotels, but it is big communities now. Now they are dominating that. So in Egypt we have, according to the approved map by the parliament, we have 1,360 something points for health tourism. This can transform and push and even pull this number from 8% below. We can even go much more further than that. So definitely we're going into the right direction. And with the president saying very recently about the automotive industry, because and all the supply chain to it, we need to start industries which have massive labor to start and to absorb that. Much more importantly, going back to the G20, these countries didn't take the leadership haphazardly. They worked hard, they used the technology, and they mastered it, and that's why they are over there. And that's why, again, as we just mentioned, tomorrow morning, President Sisi will be opening the Egypt ICT Expo, which is the biggest expo for technology, saying and showing that this is the direction for every industry in Egypt which have to work on that. Everyone have, it's not a matter of something luxurious right now to say, oh, we have things to be digitalized. Now we need to digitalize it and to do real digital transformation and to really have a digital government so we can cope and be with that crowd. It is not a leisure no more. It's either you are with them or not with them.
Well, you'll be back.
You're left.
Yeah.
You're being left over.
Definitely.
So whether you're gonna build industries and economies which are based on technology, in everything you're gonna do, it's gonna be based on technology, and people need to be trained and understand and co-op
Definitely.
with that. Or you just go to your piece of farm in the desert or wherever and be left behind, because the gap is just gonna be grow and grow and growing.
Humongous gap.
Humongously. And with what's going and what's the way I see the administration going, this is a way we can take the leadership in Africa
Yeah.
and the Middle East, but I'm focusing much more on Africa, because whether we like it or not, it is the future of the world. It is in Africa. It is the pie. Everyone want to take a piece of it, and we need to take that leadership in it. So with digitalizing our government, with forcing the digitalization, with forcing the digital transformation, and we have the candidates here in Egypt which are mastering these fields, we can start to export that to the African countries and help them and take the lead into that, and becoming Egypt start to come back to be the hub and for technology and for trade back for all Africa. So the direction in the technology, we are working in the right direction. The ICT show tomorrow, the digitalization, and taking the lead into that.
Well, we also talked about that, with Africa, and since
Yes.
we're part of it, there is no fear for Egypt or for Africa, actually, of COVID-19 or other, because it just, can really cooperate closely, and a lot of work can be done together. You said, in Egypt itself, and in Africa, then a lot of work can be done, and we can go forth.
Absolutely. Africa is a virgin continent. The economies are growing economies. They are very ambitious. In the countries which I've visited in Africa, you will see the majority are youth. They have a lot of hope, and it's a time to give our hand out and start to helping them. They need all the help. So it's the time for us to extend our hands and our help to Africa, and with that we can start to gain our position back. Like I just noticed yesterday that Egypt is offering, actually built and opening a full hospital in Uganda, and with Egyptian doctors. We need that example to be in in much more other African countries. There are investors who are Egyptian investors, and there are groups who are trying to go there. There are universities who are trying to be there. I can name some of the groups which have very good presence in Africa. And we need to encourage them much more, like El Suwidi Group. They are very well expanded in Africa. Mr. Fiber is doing very good in Africa, opening a lot of markets on the universities. El Azhar, definitely, and Badr University is trying to open different markets, almost in 5 countries one time. So all of this is making this education available for the African people. So with using the technology and doing the courses online and giving them this and opening them the way for them to come and continue their education in Egypt, make it very affordable to them. That's how we can take the lead in this and open this markets for the Egyptian products.
Definitely. Well, we go for a short break. After she'll be coming back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away. We're back again to Money's Business and with our guest Dr. Khalid Abu Hayeb. And still, I'd like to talk about Africa. Well,
Sure.
we are in Africa, and
Yes.
Egypt is a paradise, and other countries also in Africa. Actually, Africa is a paradise. The Black
is.
continent is a paradise, but
It is.
the colonizing forces never, when
Yes.
you go back and they never talk about the beauty and everything is there, the beauty and the richness of those places.
Oh, definitely, and the biggest example of that, how they destroyed Congo,
Yeah.
and it should be one of the richest nations on earth, and it is from the poorest countries or economies on earth. What I'm saying is there are in the past 10-15 years, after all of these big wars in Africa, and the United Nations really interfered, and the United States especially have now started to have a big presence on the West Coast. The markets are completely changed,
Yeah.
and we have a great opportunity if we go back to our first episode and to see why was Egypt the greatest in Africa and even one of the greatest in the world before 1952, when the king was king of Egypt, Sudan, Darfur, Kordofan, Said Bilad al-Nuba, and Manab al-Nil. And we said that the routes to Africa were open, and one of the biggest mistakes were done in 1952 or 1954 is that we separated Sudan from Egypt and we were cutted. So all the routes for us, which connected us with Africa, were cut. And the hub of Africa, which we see here in all the Cairo, Sanadiyya, Al-Khayyamiyya, Al-Magharbaliin, Al-Attarin, Al-Sagha, all the gold of Africa used to be processed here. So now we have that again, this opportunity coming through technology with the good platforms for trade in Africa, and Egypt signing and leading in the new African treaty which have been signed, which is almost like Africa without borders, that freedom of export between countries and using the currency of the country.
Yeah.
So with the electronic and technology revolution, if we really can utilize that and Egypt start to have the right bandwidth for internet and start to lead and make the portals to lead with the to make that trade go through its portal from Africa, we will be actually reversing the history and bringing the routes. Before, the routes were camels, were boats in the Nile, were both from the Red Sea, convoys. Now it's all online, and we have a great opportunity to have that lead and lead the African economies and countries for that, and bring these goods back to Egypt, remanufacturing them, exporting them, or even taking our talented workers to these countries with these new treaties which allow us to travel in Africa and go over there, establish businesses over there, establish small factories, and teaching them, and all of them be made in Africa or made in Egypt. So it's a win-win situation for every country in Africa. It is a bit of a challenge. The governments work slowly, but it is really the role of the private sectors to work. I would like to encourage the governments, not only the Egyptian government, all the governments of Africa, is to start to process for instance, how we gonna travel, how we gonna open the borders. The passports need to be really easier. Like I wanted to do last year a private trade mission to go to Senegal, and I had 5 expertise from here, and I cannot tell you, it was almost like hell getting visas to visit Senegal. for my team to go over there, where we can travel, for instance, to the neighboring country,
Yeah.
to Guinea Conakry, without any visas. So this type of things.
Something like the Schengen, if it's just done,
Yes.
it would be really great.
Yes, and with this technology is right now available,
Yeah.
they can make a passport which calls the African passport, or a African passport, and it is easy to be computerized and checked through it. Maybe first they can make it for the businessman or the people who travels, then they can expand it and do something like that. So the Africans can start travel from one country to another safely, and much more importantly, monitored. Because also economies, when they want to grow, it is the government's responsibility to force the stability and the security and the well-beings of the people, and this needs very high security. And now high security comes with all of it is digital, with the facial recognitions and with the fingerprints and eye prints and all of that. But definitely Africa is the word, and again, don't forget that we initiated the initiative Africa Forward, and Egypt is the gate to Africa.
Sure.
We need to start selling Egypt, as Egypt is the gate to Africa. I would like to take it a step further. Our administrative capital, I would love that name, as we in New York, we call Manhattan, New York City, the capital of the world. I would love to see this nickname on the administrative capital. We should name it the capital of Africa, and we take the lead. We have the buildings, beautiful buildings, and it's going to be a beautiful city, state of the art, very high in technology. Every country in Africa would love to have an embassy in that place, would love to have an economic office in that administrative capital, and it will going to be a very nice exosphere or atmosphere for people who want to do business in Africa. They can meet in their capital, which is the administrative capital here, do the business, travel. I will not finish that without saying Egypt Air, Egypt Air, Egypt Air. We need to fly Egypt Air.
Yeah.
We need to fly. And
Well,
we need routes.
Exactly, like more trips actually.
Definitely, we don't have trips to the west coast. We don't have trips to the heart of Africa.
Yeah.
We're leaving it to the Turkish to dominate West Africa, and they have regional offices where Egypt Air even doesn't fly over there. And if you want to go to Senegal or Conakry or Togo or any of these countries, or Gambia, which I love very much, you need to go through Emirates, Turkish airline. You want to go?
Yeah, definitely. When we are supposed to be going with our national airlines.
It used to be.
It used to be. Africa, exactly.
Egypt Air or Masr al-Tayaran, Misr Air, when it used to be Misr Air, we are one of the very oldest airlines in the world.
Yeah.
So we need to take this leadership again
further,
and now is the time, because it is a cycle, and this is the beginning of a new cycle, and we need to take that opportunity back again.
Yeah, we have less than 3 minutes right now. How do you see the future, especially now? Like, how do you see what's going on in the United States? Its effect.
Oh, the Biden-Trump election. First of all, I stayed there over 24 years, and Egypt, to them, really they don't care who's here. It is what they can take from Egypt and what they can do in Egypt. So there is really no big differences with who's gonna win.
Who comes and who goes, exactly.
Yes, but the whole thing is definitely right now we have a much more stronger position where we can talk about ourselves, and we can ask for what we need, and we can say yes, and we can say no. I was always against the choosing of Trump. Trump was the whole world. We need the time to recover from his policies and to come back on track. And I'm sure with the new administration, the world should be much more calmer and much more peaceful. And again, it is for the Egyptian Foreign Affairs, it is a great opportunity to start fresh again with the new administration, and to do whatever is the best for Egypt, especially when it comes for the textile trades. Again, we need to get a bigger quota to enter over there, and for also the fruits and vegetables, we need to open the American market much more.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about the phosphate because we promised we're going to talk a whole episode about
we
the
should
phosphate and
bring
the
you
minerals.
something exactly how
Yes.
important that is, and
Yes.
this is like a priority actually, because it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and the American market is one of the most richest and the biggest market in the world, and we do have the when you see here the small factories and how they're designing the clothes and what they do with the cotton, there is a great market over there, but it needs really the trade mission in the United States to focus and to work hard in opening new markets. 24 years I was there, I didn't feel that we have an economic mission over there. I'm saying it here live on air, I didn't feel it.
But right now, I wouldn't say we're going slowly, but surely we're going very fast and surely.
Yes, we need to go like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And things are going that way.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Khalid Al-Buaib, for being with
You're
us.
welcome.
Actually, it's always a pleasure having you.
It's a pleasure having you.
And as we always end, thank you for being there for our viewers. We'll see you again next week. As for now, good luck, and God bless Egypt, God bless you, God bless our army, God bless our police, our white army, our president, and as I always quote from the Holy Quran, ادخلوها بسلام إن شاء الله آمنين. Enter Egypt, God willing, safe. And from the Holy Bible, Mubarak, Sha'bi Nasr, blessed be Egypt, my people. I'm signing off. I'm Nermin Azim, saying goodbye. We'll see you again next week.